Is it good to begin?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay, ma'am. So count down 2, 3, 1.
Hello, and welcome to the Entrepreneurial Talk series hosted by School of Commerce, Finance and Accountancy, Christ University. I'm Dr. Shaeril Michael Almeida, and with me is my colleague, Dr. Deepika Upadhyay. On the occasion of International Women's Day, we would like to wish all the women out there a very happy Women's Day. Today, our speaker is a very special woman entrepreneur. It takes the most exceptional of minds to establish oneself as a pioneer in a myriad of fields. Mrs. Sheila Kochouseph is one such person who has always pushed through the boundaries of excellence to cement her name in the minds of people with her enterprising nature. She started a lifestyle brand called V-Star Creations in 1995. Today, she's a well-known woman entrepreneur. Her husband, Mr. Kochouseph, is also a well-known business icon. He is the man behind the brand V-Guard and the founder of Wonderella, the adventure park.
As the founding chairperson and managing director, Ms. Sheila grew the company as one of the leading lifestyle garment brands in South India and Middle East, with a wide range of quality, trendy lifestyle products for men, women, and kids. Her journey as an entrepreneur started with a collection of ready-made and ready-to-stitch ethnic wear. These products were quite trendsetters as they created an iconic brand for the quality-conscious women in Kerala. Ma'am, it's indeed a great pleasure to have you with us today. And as we begin, we request you to first tell us a bit about yourself. How would you describe yourself?
Yeah, thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Thank you for having me here at this very prestigious occasion of Women's Day. Yes. One second.
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. I was born in a small town near Thrissur, and it was a large family, like 12 children, and I was the 11th child. I have one more sister below me. And I lost my father when I was 15. My father was a jeweler cum textile dealer. And after school, I used to go and sit in the shop seeing a tailor stitching the clothes. And that was my primary knowledge about textiles and clothing and all that stuff. When I lost my father, I felt my mother missed many things in life. She was just a housewife. She didn't know about the business. Even though we were doing well financially, I felt she missed a lot in her life. This must have influenced me in my young age, that I will not depend on anyone as a woman. That was 1968 when my father died. I was just 15 years. And that was a basic lesson I learned in my life, because my mother had to depend on, being a patriarchal family, all the wealth will go to the boys and the girls will be just married off like that. So being a rich man's wife, I felt she was deprived of all those pleasures and conveniences of life. And I joined my college. I took a second group, and for my degree, I took a BSc Home Science. I liked home science because there was this garment designing and all that. because from very young age, I learned everything about fabrics, sitting in the textile shop. And I used to stitch my skirt when I was in 7th, even for my younger sister. So that was my passion. My sisters used to stitch, my mother used to stitch. So that was there in our house. And I took home science. And I got married in 1977 to Kochouseph, who had just started his industry 6 months back. So I have seen We Got brand, the infant stage, and also how it evolved into a pan-India brand. I have seen that growth. And I have learned many lessons from him as a businessman, as a leading businessman of Kerala. Now it's a pan-India brand. So all my primary lessons about business, some part from him, some part from my father also, who was a businessman. And after I got married, I had my first son and second son. So first few years of marriage was like growing up the 2 boys. And when they grew up, I thought I had a lot of free time. Being a very creative person from very young age, I thought I have a lot to do. And I told my husband, I want to do something. But then he said, you have a car, you have everything, like a house, car, everything, money, everything you have. Then why you want it? I said, it is not for money, but I want to do something on my own. And I want to follow my passion. And finally, he had to agree, and that's how he gave his old office building for me to occupy for my business. And also, he gave me some loan also. But it was all like accounted, like, it wasn't. I mean, everybody used to ask me, you could succeed because you were pumped with a lot of money from BGARD. No, that didn't happen. My husband was very careful with his money, and he gave me as a loan only, and I had to pay interest also and rent for the building. So you can't say that I was spoiled with a lot of money. And that was good. When I look back now, I thought it did a lot of good to me, because I knew the value of money. I knew how difficult it is to make money. So until then, I didn't know, because I was not involved. So I started with Indian dresses, ethnic wear, and salwar kameezes, because it was in 1995. So this salwar kameez was just entering Kerala market, and good dresses were not available. Especially what I liked, I couldn't get. All was very flashy colors and with gold and very shiny and very glittering things, which I didn't like. I was always, I liked the pastels and the subtle colors as a person. So I didn't like all those dresses. I used to make my own dresses, and my friends used to say, oh, these are very nice. Where do you buy this? Others, I said, no, I stitch my own dresses. So I thought, okay, there is some market for this kind of dresses. But when I started, I realized majority of the customers, they all wanted all bright colors and a little bit shiny and all that. So finally, I started making those kind of garments, and the market was good. Also, I was the first one who introduced Kerala cassava dresses in Kerala, which is a traditional textile of Kerala, like, handloom with gold jewelry, the off-white cloth with the gold jewelry. So we, for the first Onam, we made those kind of dresses, and it was like a hit in the market. And I was the first one who tried making dresses. I didn't learn designing, or unlike today's girls who go to NIFT and study everything, I didn't get a chance for it. I didn't know that NIFT existed also. And that's when my dealers asked for innovations, because good bra and pant is not available here. So why don't you make those kind of innovations? So I thought, okay, I'll try that. I went to the market, bought a whole lot of samples. That's how I started with the bra. And I couldn't get any pattern master as such. So I along with my pattern master, learned how they grade and what material they use, how they make it, and all that we learned. And we started making samples. And when we took the samples, I was very particular when we made the samples. I told my managers, I want the best, use the best elastic and best cloth, all first quality, and I want the best product. So following V-Guard's tradition, I thought, okay, that is the best way to do. And I made samples, and okay, that was welcomed by the market. And that's how I entered into bra. Then I started with panties and brief and vest and all kinds of, even for kids wear and leggings, t-shirts, track pants. Now we have about 3,500 SKUs. That is stock keeping units. That's SKU. That's what we call number of products in colors and sizes. And the market responded well, and that's how I could. So when I look back, I think the product knowledge and also the quality consciousness helped me to be successful for sure. And also I was a very hardworking person. I was a very active and energetic person. All that helped me to be like, you need stamina also to run around. So that is what helped me. When I, then I started adding on to new products, like, now we have about 110 types of bras and products like that. So when I used to travel, I used to collect good garments from outside, and I used to bring here, and I used to learn how they make it. And we used to make that some good products here. But ultimately, I realized that all these dream products were just lying in the warehouse, because all the dealers wanted to sell all the fast-moving and low-priced products, and all my dream products were just lying idle in the warehouse, which I thought, okay, this is not going to work. So I thought then what happened was, when I started ethnic wear, it was V-Star. And when I entered into bra, I found another brand name called Vanessa. And when I started menswear, I gave another name, Valero. So I had 3 brand names on hand. And I thought, okay, I have to start an exclusive outlet with all the products. But when I thought of making the signage, there were 3 names. So I thought, okay, this is not going to work. That night I couldn't sleep, actually. Then I decided, okay, this is going to be V-Star, just one brand name. And when all my managers, everybody was against this decision, because they thought, okay, Vanessa was a good name, Valero was another good name, so we can't get rid of all those, trash all those good names. But I said, no, it is not going to work. I have decided it, and I am just proceeding with my plan. And I asked an ad agency to make a good logo with a big V and a star hidden inside. So this is our logo now. Okay, and I like the logo also. Then and we started a first showroom. We started exclusive outlet at the Grand Central Mall on MG Road, and it was a success. And then one by one we started adding shops. Now we have about 24 exclusive outlets in Kerala. 24th one was inaugurated yesterday at Chanamassery. So, and that made the brand more visible, and all the customers, I could meet the customers face to face, because until then I had to depend on the dealers. So that was a good decision I made, because we could make all the products visible in our shops, and the customers could see all the products. Because before that, all my friends used to ask, you advertise many products, but those are not available in the shops. So where do we get it? So this was the solution for that. And the brand really took off. This year we are planning about 125 crores with 50% growth, because last 2 years were bad, as all of you know, because the corona had conquered the whole world, and the market was like, very slow. And Yes. And the sustainability of business is very important in any business. And for that, I think you have to grow. So always I tell everyone that, running a business is like running on a treadmill. You have to keep pace with the treadmill. Once you stop, you'll be thrown away. So the market is similar. It is the same. But when you think that, okay, you have made a lot of money, you have the house, you have the car, now we can relax, that will not work in business. In business, every day is important. So you have to go on, growing. Once you stop growing, that means some other brand is growing and they'll sit up on your head and just kick you down. So it's very important that you keep on growing. And also keep on learning. Learning is another process in your business life. You have to add on more products, you have to improvise the existing products, and you have to increase the number of shops, increase the number of products. So all this will help you to grow. And when I had six shops, I thought, okay, I have to attract more people to the shop. So that's when I thought, okay, when I traveled Bangkok, I saw some crop tops hanging on the hangers. That was about 10 years back. So I bought 2 crop tops and brought it home, and I wore it with my sari, but it looked like a blouse and it was very comfortable also. So I thought, and I wore this for a party, and all the women came to me and said, oh my God, this blouse looks so nice. It looks like your second skin, and it's so smooth and so soft. So I thought, okay, that has clicked. And I started making blouses, ready-made blouses. We call it comfy blouse because it's like a magic blouse. You can wear, your mother can wear like that, it stretches like that. 1 second, I'll show you. Yeah, this is the blouse. This is the blouse, and it stretches like this.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, stretches like this. And it is like, if you wear it, it clings to your skin like the second skin, no creases, nothing, and you don't have to iron it also. So there's a good market for these blouses now, and a lot of our loyal customers for V-Star. So we could attract so many more customers to our shops. So these are small things that you have to go on doing, innovations and experimenting. And when Corona came, all the factories were closed, our office were closed, and the design team had nothing to do. So that was a very negative phase in our office. That is where the need for masks came up. So I thought, okay, this is a good opportunity. I had some masks which I sourced from Vietnam during my visit, because in Japan and in other places I have seen people wearing masks even before, 8, 10, 15 years back. So when I asked the guide, he said that those who have cold or fever or anything, they wear masks so that other people don't get infected. And and I had the samples, so we made a lot of masks, and it attracted more people to our showrooms because masks were not available, good quality, and we were very careful to make any product with the best quality. So this mask found good market, and can you believe in 1.5 years we sold about 6 crores worth masks. I'll show you some masks also.
Sure, ma'am. It's indeed very nice to listen about your life story. Oh, that's wonderful, ma'am.
Yeah, this is the mask,
Okay.
and it's a 5-layer
record. There is a record, you said, that about 600 crore masks were sold.
6 crores.
6 crore.
And the numbers are in like lakhs, 10 lakhs, so many lakhs, because this cost maybe 50 rupees, 30 rupees like that, 100 rupees, 125. So, what happened? All the materials that were lying idle, all the elastic that were lying idle, all that I could use for this mask. And so these are the small things and innovations I do, and nothing great. And you don't need so much, you have to be highly intellect people to do all this. Just a practical wisdom and just common sense. That is what makes a good businessman. I don't think all the rank holders are good businessmen. Maybe the students, average students are the main people who become big business people, because their subject knowledge is not everything, other factors are there, that you have to be time conscious, you have to be you have to have common sense, like learning by heart and writing exams. Those kind of people are not the one who excel in business. And when we started all these exclusive stores, so many inquiries came, so most of them are franchisees, and some of the stores we run ourselves, so that we can experience and we can know the customers, each other. And when I say this exclusive outlets, I can tell you one story that about 20 years back, we had opened 5 exclusive outlets when we had only ethnic wear. And those 5 shops I had to close down. You know why? Because we had only Vistar salwar kameezes, and people wanted so many varieties from all parts of India, which we couldn't sell. So that was the reason why I had to close down. So when I told my managers that I want to open store, all my managers were against. Ma'am, we have already closed 5 showrooms. We don't want to repeat the history again. So I said, no, that was a different story. This is a different story. Here we have men, women, and kids innovators, and I'm sure this is going to succeed. So that was a huge risk that I took. Even everybody was against it. But I had the confidence. I believed that it will succeed, and it succeeded. So it's very important that at some crisis or at some moment, you have to take decision yourself. Even though you will be having so many managers who earn good money and all that, but some important decisions you have to take. That is one important decision. Another, sticking to one brand, that was my decision. So all these decisions are very important, and I think Vistar could grow to next level only because of these 2 important decisions. And as an entrepreneur, I think we have to be very time conscious, reach in office on time. It's very important that your staff should know when you're in office, when you're not in office. It's important. Otherwise, if they have to discuss with you something, they have to come and tell you something, or if they want to show you some samples, if you are not in office, they have to know when you're in office. So it's very important that you keep proper timing to go to office. All that I used to do. I start from home at 9:30 every morning. And another thing is, if you are an entrepreneur, you have to be healthy also, because a lot of stress and lot of energy you need. So every day I spend at least 1 hour for my body. I do some exercise, yoga or aerobics, something I do, or jogging or something. It's very important whether you are a businesswoman or not, businessman or woman or anybody, a student, whatever. You have to spend at least 45 minutes for your body. Is very important. Also, control your food intake also. It's very important. So many youngsters are very obese these days. It's mainly because of the fast food. And this has become a fashion, like, you get that burger here, this waffle there, it is good. That has become a culture and fashion these days, about describing about the food and talking about the food every time. And it's very important that you eat to live, not live to eat, because you can eat more if you live more, If you die after 5 years, you can eat very little. Few days only you can eat. So it's important that you have a healthy body and healthy mind. And if you eat more, you'll become lethargic and you will have no energy. It's all very important. So at home, what we do is, in the morning, we have only fruits. And for lunch, we have some rice, fish, whatever, meat, whatever. And for dinner, strictly only salads. And we don't have evening snacks and bites and all that in between.
Yes.
So it's very important that, we don't put on so much weight. I just celebrated my 68th birthday the last week. And that is how I am here, like this, Otherwise, I would have been 100+ kilos if I ate and sat like that. And basically, I'm a very energetic person and I don't sit idle. I don't like to sit idle. And when Corona came, I used to paint oil paint. I do a lot of oil painting.
Yes,
Yes.
So,
in fact,
so
ma'am, we had read that you are an avid painter and you also had your exhibition.
yeah, I used to do only oil painting, which is easier, you know. So when my master came to teach me, I said, Master, it's very tough for me, the watercolor. I mean, I'm not able to master it. So I'll stick to oil painting. And when Corona days came, lot of free time I had. 3 months I didn't go to office. So I thought, okay, this is a good opportunity to learn watercolor. And I went to the shop and bought a whole lot of paper and watercolors and brushes. And I started learning watercolor. And it was so amazing experience for me because it has a totally different effect, watercolors. And I started painting. I mean, it took some weeks for me to learn, to master it. I mean, I don't claim that I'm a master or anything, but then whatever in my limitations, I learned it. And I did, maybe with 2 days, I did one painting. Like that, I think I did about 150 paintings. I'll show you one of the paintings.
Sure, ma'am.
I mean, just, can you see the painting?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am, we can see.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. So I think it's important that you don't waste your time and use your time productively. And learning is another important, things that you have to do in your life continuously, because learning keeps you young. Like you feel you are a student. So, it's very important. Yeah. And it's always you should have hobbies, and you should, if possible, play some games which will teach you how to fail and teach you once you fall down to get up and start running.
Yes, ma'am. That reminds us that we had read about you that in your college days, you had represented the hockey team for Calicut University.
Yes.
That's very nice too.
Yeah, it's important that you be active and you sweat it out every day. It gives you a healthy body. So I would suggest all of you spend at least 1 hour playing maybe shuttle or just some games. And this gives you so much of sportsman spirit and teach you how to fail. And even if you fail, how to get up and run. These are all small lessons that we learn. And it is very important that every whether let it be man or woman, to be financially independent. Maybe the old generation women, they used to be at home always, and they didn't have their own earning. And it is very important that every woman is independent. She has to have her own income. Maybe her husband is very rich. My husband is also very rich. That doesn't mean I have to depend on him for everything. I want to buy sari, give me 5,000. Why should I ask? And I dislike to ask and depend on people, whether it is my husband, my father, my son. Nobody. I don't want to depend on anyone. So that is another thing that motivated me to start my own business. Now I have money. I don't have to ask anything. Even I can help people. I'm helping many people in my life. Actually, I started this business for my younger sister, who was abandoned with 2 small girls. The younger girl was only 4 years, and he just left her, and she had no house, no money, nothing. And nobody came to her help. So I thought, okay, my mother used to tell me, you have to look after her. She is your younger sister. So, and we were 2 very close also. So that is how I started a small shop way back in 1995. But that shop didn't take off. That is how I entered into this V-Star business. So that was the reason, actually. I didn't start for myself. But that was a noble cause. And then now also I support her, she had some production units and packing units and all that. So I see that they live comfortably. Now both her girls are married. So it's also important that when you grow up, you handhold others who need help also, to bring them up also. That's also important. And I am, I find very much happiness in all that.
We have heard a lot about your social work. So can you also throw some light on the philanthropic initiatives taken by you?
Yeah.
Also, could you please explain how do you choose those initiatives?
Yeah. Okay. We have our HRD manager, and whenever I think of, and we get a lot of requests, because my husband is a very philanthropic person. So a lot of requests come now on our way. And I always do our CSR activities in Attapadi, that is a tribal village near after Palakkad, I think. So we adapt schools, and we build drainages and toilets and water tanks, and that is what we do every year. I do only there because they are getting nothing from the government, and no, I mean their trauma and their life is so miserable. So that is what we are doing. And also 5 years back, I was a member of many business organizations, but all these organizations were dominated by men. So I felt, I didn't feel comfortable there. We were just sitting there as onlookers. I thought, okay, we have to have our own organization exclusively for women. And me and my friend together, we started a WhatsApp group. And we started adding our friends who are in business. And you can't believe it. After 2 months, there were 150 women, all entrepreneurs. So my God, I thought, we were shocked. We didn't know what to do. My God, now we have to take this somewhere, we have to guide them. So we named it Women Entrepreneurs Network, WEN. And now WEN has become so big. Here we have 200 members. In Calicut chapter, we have 200 plus. In Trichur, we have 200. And we started other 2 chapters, one in Kottayam and one in Trivandrum. So altogether 5 chapters we have. Altogether we are about 900 women. So, I mean, see, these are small things, but it becomes so big and out of proportion. And this can be, spread out, branched out throughout India, actually. So that's our next plan. Maybe another 5 years, we'll branch out to other states also. Let us hope so. And it is not me doing everything. I have all young girls. I'm the oldest there. So, and they said, ma'am, you just be there, we'll do everything. I said, see, I'm getting old. I may not be travel much and do things much. So you take it forward. These girls are taking it forward. And WEN has become a beautiful organization with a lot of positivity and a lot of hand-holding. And they help each other, they give business to each other, and so many have grown big only because of WEN. So that is another, good thing that I have done in my life.
Nice. Very nice to know that, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you spoke about how you lost your dad at a very early age. Then you spoke about your mother, your husband. Now, there is something related to role models. Now, role models are often admired by people due to their personal qualities, behavior, their achievements. And we are sure you would have also inspired many by your work. So we want to know that, do you have someone who's your biggest inspiration or who's your role model?
I think in business, my husband is my role model because he was doing very much an ethical way of doing business. So I followed many of his business strategies. Other than that, I think, but I don't just get everything from him. Whatever good I get from him and whatever good in other people also will get. So all this, whatever good we see, we just take to our head, and that's how I do things, because every person has a good side and bad side, and plus and minus points. So you look at only the good side, and that is what I do.
So, ma'am, being an entrepreneur, a mother, and a wife, which role do you think was the most challenging for you? Can you also shed some light on how did you strike a balance between work and home?
I think for a woman, It is not very difficult to balance, because I think women is the only gender who can do multitasking so beautifully. You know, she can bring up 5 children and go to work at 10. Can a man do the same? No, never. I don't think he can ever do. Not in 1 lakh. So we are the stronger gender, no doubt about it. But we have to realize our power. We have to be conscious about our power, and that is what makes us very different and very, very strong.
Correct. So, ma'am, we also keep on hearing about a lot of gender bias, gender discrimination. So, what have you done at your organization to ensure gender equality?
Yeah, as I said, all my BRA units workers are 100% women, about 900 women, all women from poor families, because we have set up our units at very suburban areas where women have no job. In the cities, there are jobs, but not in the suburban areas. So that's one thing we do and did. And also all our quality controllers are women, and product manager is a woman, HRD manager is a woman. So, and so many in accounts, in production, everywhere there are women. I think it's half and half. So that is one thing we are doing. And that is what we do.
Okay. So, ma'am, we have one more question for you. Now, this is with reference to the Kitex group decision to exit from Kerala.
Yeah.
So, Kerala state is not perceived as industry friendly. So, if you are comfortable sharing, ma'am, could you please explain the Kerala ecosystem for a woman entrepreneur, or what specific challenges do women entrepreneurs face in the state like Kerala?
I think the challenges are not confined to women only, whether man or woman, the challenges are the same here, because the political scenario is very different from other states. Maybe a lot of many years of Marxism in the state that has made a stark difference in the work culture. I think they are teaching the workers that this is your organization, or your Malik is making money using you, and all these negative things are fed to these people, and they see their owner as an enemy. So this is what makes the entrepreneur to run an organization here. The culture is totally different. So the workers doesn't have any respect, or he doesn't want to listen to the owner. After all, the owner is the person who has invested all his hard-earned money, and there's no value there for this money. And if one worker feels, okay, we'll go on strike, then the whole thing is toppled, and everything comes to a grinding halt. So that is where we follow this method of outsourcing from charitable organizations. We got started like that, and I'm just following them. So that's a good, beautiful method where no politicians will enter this all made in convents. So no politicians, no men will come there, and we are doing a paka, with all compliances, let it be Provident Fund or ESI, or keeping all norms intact. That's how we are running this organized units, and it's running so beautifully. And sisters are very religious about this production. They keep fire with the best quality, and they don't have a profit motive, because they just want to give job to girls. So that's it. So I think this kind of method is more suitable for Kerala, other than employing 500, 800 people under one roof. You're inviting trouble. Even I used to wonder how Gitax is doing this. My God, I don't understand how he is able to do it. He was doing it very beautifully, but once he started helping the people around him, the politicians became so jealous, and they decided, when they decided to contest in the elections, it became worse. So that is what happened there. Otherwise, it was running very beautifully. I have visited those factories and the hostel where 9,000 girls stay with me and very good food. And you can't believe how beautifully they're running. And all well paid. Nothing is wrong there. Nothing, no misappropriation or nothing is going on there. But these are all cooked up stories. Just they wanted to nail him. That's it. So they played all sorts of dirty games.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving your views. You also spoke about your unique business model. We read an article in the Hindu, how your unique business model is outstanding. So thank you for telling us about that also. And ma'am, today everyone is talking about this Vision India at 2047. So plans of what India could aspire to achieve by 2047. That is the 100th year of our independence, are still evolving. So could you please shed some light as to what role women entrepreneurs can play towards India's growth journey, starting from now till the 100th year of independence?
I think one person is enough to make a big change everywhere, but how to do it, or how to do within sitting in our own limitations. That's very important. So I think if each of us try hard and all of us join together and do something, then we'll find success. One person alone may not be able to bring in a good change, but there can be good leaders who can do things. When we travel outside, you don't see any garbage there. Here we see garbage everywhere. So this has to start from every home. So, and home is run by women. So I think educating women about this, I mean, first of all, we have to keep our country clean. That's what I feel. After that, only other things come to my mind, because when we travel anywhere, we don't find it here. So in India, it is like the whole roads are like garbage heaps. And what can we do as individuals and institutions or as united? That is one primary need I think we need to do here. And after that comes our, giving jobs to people or uplifting women and all those things. So one by one, I think we have to deal with it. And I don't think we are nowhere near as on now. We are much, much lagging, much behind. For that, I don't know. The authorities have to understand this importance, but these days all the authorities' main agenda is making money, and they make money. So that is a sad part. And we are the ones who elect people and send to parliaments and assemblies, and that is where we should work. I think we should start working from the grassroots level, selecting people. Other than selecting parties, we should select good individuals who can do something good to the nation, the country. That's important.
Ma'am, our next question is on the global warming part. With the rising concerns and several environmental concerns, have you initiated something in your organization that ensures sustainability, especially environmental sustainability?
Yeah, in our organization, we do everything keeping in mind all this environmental hazards and all that. But that's not enough. All the others are not doing that, then what is the use? So also in all our organization, we have huge rainwater harvesting, and many offices, we don't use corporation water at all, only rainwater. So especially in Kerala, we have about 7 to 8 months of rain. Still people are saying there's no water to drink. So I think there has to be proper rules and laws to, every house or every institution should have their own water resources, because 8 months of rain means how much water you can store. So all this has to be, made as rules, I think. Then only people will. Otherwise, people are not bothered, actually. That civic sense you don't find in people. Everybody thinks, this is my house, This is what I do. And the outside my house is not mine. So that ownership, I think we should have. This is my road. This is my footpath. That ownership, that if that sense, civic sense is there, I think that would make a lot of difference. I think we should educate people more on this subject.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
There are many women who aspire to become an entrepreneur or make it big in this world. So today, what is your message for the entire women community who is listening to you?
Okay. Now, if I think the statistics shows that if only 5% of entrepreneurs succeed. If 100 people start entrepreneurship, only five people will succeed and reach to the top. Okay, that's there. But and everybody cannot be an entrepreneur. That's for sure. Because there are people who doesn't want to work hard. Or there are people who just want to have a routine life. Morning, go to office, come back and live comfortably, and they don't want to take challenges. They have fear for that. This. So all those kind of people are not suitable for to become an entrepreneur. If you are courageous, if you are bold, if you are good at looking at challenges and facing challenges, those kind of people with those kind of a very positive mentality, the attitude, that is very important. You know, the positive attitude is very important. So there are people who say, oh, I can't do that. If I do that, it won't become, it won't succeed. I won't succeed there. Those kind of people are not made for entrepreneurship. It is 100% that positive attitude. And every day there will be new problems in a business, you know. Today it will be over stock. Maybe tomorrow it will be shortage or price hike or the price increase in cotton or price increase in petrol. All that affects you. So it is important that you face challenges and you should be capable to sort out problems. So it will be a new problem in each day, and you should be very courageous, or you should be very positive on your mindset, and that is how you solve small problems and you become successful.
That's great, ma'am. It was quite insightful listening to you this International Women's Day. It was a pleasure to come across your life journey, which was full of struggles as well. We are sure many would be inspired by listening to you. We wish you all the best for a brighter future. We also extend a hearty thanks to Dr. Alex P. Joseph for connecting us to our guest speaker, Ms. Sheila. We also thank Christ Administration and School of Commerce, Finance and Accountancy for giving us an opportunity to host the program on International Women's Day. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Alex, for directing them to me, and also for you for having me here amongst you to share my journey. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Happy Women's Day to each one of you, and have a good day. All the best to you.
Thank you.